Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. God damn it. No way. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to leave it in. All right, guys, we're back. Yeah, apparently my face stopped working there for a second. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
I'm taking a cue from the Look Forward Political Podcast, which you all should be listening to. And I'm drinking a beer, on the show.
Oh, really?
It is a beer of the root variety.
It doesn't even make a noise when you open it. Very nice. It does not look like a light beer.
No, it is not light because it has 3 scoops of ice cream in
you
it.
fucking pig. Jesus Christ. We're all just expanding during this quarantine and slowly but surely not giving a fuck and just giving up. All right, so we are back. There is a number of things to talk about. One really interesting story. And then we don't have a question of the week, but we're posing a question to each other about, and I'll just tell you what the question is now as you can think about it as you're listening to the show. What the hell is going on with celebrities? And we'll talk about it. Like, they don't have they're all quarantined and they got nothing else to do. So they're just doing a bunch of wild shit, which we'll point out later. All right, so let's jump right into it. Micah, you watched The Old Guard. I watched part of The Old Guard.
Where did you leave off?
They just got straight up murdered, in that trap. Yeah, like I'm like 15 minutes in. And then obviously they get up. So they're like, oh, somebody set us up, and you can see that it's Chiwetel Ejiofor. But that's as far as I got.
It's an okay movie. I don't know if it's me getting older and my tastes are a little different, but this movie's not bad, but it's not like great. But it's a perfect Netflix movie. Right?
It feels like this movie would have been in theaters, and I feel like if I had to see it on a screener, I'd have probably been. I think I would not have enjoyed it nearly as much. Yeah,
that's the feeling that you should be having, because this movie is not bad, but it's not the best in terms of sci-fi. The story is incredibly predictable. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, right? Like, predictable stories told well are really, really good. And this is told fine. Like, this is perfectly adequate. It's too long, but I think every movie is too long. So, take that for what it's worth. It's, directed by Gina Prince Bythewood. She, directed Love and Basketball and The Secret Life of Bees and Beyond the Lights. And
Beyond the Lights? Yeah. That's a pretty predictable story, but really good.
Exactly. That's what this is, man. It's a pretty predictable story, but it's pretty good. And it's very nice to see a woman of color directing something that, isn't a black love story. You know what I mean? Now, I think she needs a little more practice with these things in terms of shooting action. I don't know who is shooting the action. The action isn't as good as it should be for something like this. So the premise is there are a group of mercenaries, soldiers of fortune, who go around righting the wrongs of the world, and they've been doing it for a very long time, because the twist is they have healing factors. They have very strong healing factors, and they are going about trying to solve the world's problems kind of in secret. Mm-hmm. And they discover that another person with a healing factor, her powers have just emerged.
Right.
And it kind of goes on from there. It's a very interesting take. What I will say is about this movie that I haven't seen done before. It's a variant on the whole super soldier thing.
Right.
And it's a very, very interesting take. on, spoilers for the old guard for 30 seconds, right? A pharmacist is trying to capture them to figure out how they have this healing factor so that he can create a drug to sell to people.
Okay. Makes sense.
It's very unique. Never seen it before. And there's a bunch of X-Men movies and no one has thought, hey, let's capture Wolverine and see why he has this healing factor. They just kind of accept it.
Right.
So yeah, Martin Scarelli is the villain. and it's pretty good. It's acted pretty well. Kiki Lane is a newcomer for me. I'm not familiar. Well, a lot of people are newcomers for me in this movie. Everyone who's not Charlize Theron and Chiwetel Ejiofor are newcomers for me. But Kiki Lane kind of stands out. She was on If Beale Street Could Talk. And Native Son. She's a lot better in those movies than in this one.
Okay.
But, and she'll be in Coming to America too. But it's worth checking out. It's 2 hours of my life that, I'm happy I spent watching it.
Okay.
And, if it gets more, women and women of color specifically to kind of branch out and start directing things that you wouldn't necessarily think that they would direct.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I'm all for it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't finish it not for, I didn't like it reasons. I just didn't have time. I mean, I was enjoying it so far. I thought the little bit of action I saw was okay. I mean, it's a little choppy, but
yeah, it's choppy.
I mean, that's sort of the mark of people who either are not very good action directors or very new to the genre. And I also don't think it's necessary that every action movie be shot like John Wick either. Right?
No,
one long sprawling action sequence. It's really cool when it is, but that also takes a serious level of talent, action wise and shooting wise. You just have to know how to bring that out in an actor. And I don't think as a kind of a first time action, movie director, I don't think that's necessary to do. I think we've just been kind of spoiled to the action sequences of John Wick. Yeah, so I definitely will check that out. All right, let's move right into lightning round this week. But before that, make sure you go to thenerdpocalypse.com/Amazon. Use that link whenever you buy anything on Amazon. We get a little bit of a kickback. You don't pay anything extra, but it does help out the show. So we appreciate that. All right, lightning round this week.
NBCUniversal launches comics company with Grant Morrison on the first title. Is this Grant Morrison?
Yes.
Why does he look like
Lex Luthor?
Like Mark Dacascos?
I don't know why he looks like Mark Dacascos to you, but he definitely feels like a Lex Luthor character to me.
He looks like he should be leading a group of ninjas to fight John Wick.
He actually in that picture, he kind of does. He kind of does look like Graham or Mark Dacascos. That's funny.
NBC, who most recently got into the streaming game with Peacock, is getting into the comic book biz and is getting Grant Morrison and Boom Studios help. They're launching a division focused entirely on comics called UCP Graphic. The first project under the deal is an ongoing series titled Proctor Valley Road, written by Grant Morrison and screenwriter Alex Child. The artist has not been named yet. UCP Graphic has lined up Boom to publish the series. UCP Graphic would be for up-and-coming talent, although we wouldn't consider Grant Morrison as up-and-coming.
God damn it.
Proctor Valley Road tells the story of a group of teenage girls suspected in the disappearance of several teen boys in a 1964 California beach town. All right. In real life, there is a Proctor Valley Road in San Diego. You stay classy. And that has been the subject of an urban legend of deaths and even a Proctor Valley monster written up in the local newspapers. So yeah, what do you think?
So I'm leery about this, right? Because I don't know if I guess I don't know how I feel about them doing I don't know if I feel like NBC is going to be able to do a comic book company properly, and like what does that look like? Is that just a move to grant more to create more shows and movies, or are they actually interested in making books, right? Like
I agree with your former statement. It's a host for up and coming talent, which means up and coming ideas, new, fresh ideas that they will own.
Yeah. And that feels more like a way to just like a farm league into movies and TV shows, right? Like instead of just developing those shows, you develop them cheaply by making them comic books first and go, oh, do people like the idea? Cool. Then we'll do a show. Right. I mean, from a business standpoint, it's a pretty slick move, right? Because running a comic book company can't be nearly as expensive as like building in a massive writing room, like to just generate new ideas. Cause then you're always risking that there's no audience there. So it's a slick move, but I think I guess I'm a little cynical. Like I don't like that. I don't like using comics as just a way to make a different medium. Like I think comics are great. Like they're their own thing. I don't think every comic book needs to be converted into a live action thing. I think a lot of them work as live action, sure. But if you're only making comics for the sole purpose of making them into film and television, I don't feel like you're doing the comic version of that almost any good. It's always going to feel half-hearted because you're just like, you won't push the limits because you're like, well, that wouldn't work on TV, or maybe this wouldn't work in a movie, or, like you're always writing it for a different medium.
Yeah, it does feel like, I mean, maybe, we're speculating, but
of course,
maybe it does feel like that, right? Like it does feel like you said, like it's a farm system for ideas instead of just hiring people who have like hire these people that you are, going to use as storytellers in the comic book medium to develop new television shows or movies or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, look, if it gets people work, I'm fine with it. If it gets artists work, I'm fine with it.
Right. It's, I mean, look, getting Grant Morris to do more work is never a bad thing necessarily, but, we'll see. My guess is that's exactly what it is. It's a farm league for ideas. If the comic doesn't do well, then they'll be like, no, don't worry about it. But the weird thing is starting a comic book company is not easy, right? It is not nearly as expensive as starting like a television network or anything, but it's not easy. And getting people to read comic books that are not from Marvel and DC can be really hard. Even if you do have the money of an NBC, like, how are you going to push this? Like, it's Grant Morris or Grant Morrison. And like, okay, is Superman in it? Like, is it All-Star Superman? No. Okay. Well, then I'm not going to read it. So like a lot of people don't venture outside of the big two. So, I mean, whatever you think of that, I mean, it's largely true. And then it's also like, okay, let's say they do venture out. How far do they venture out? Image? Like, that's kind of it. Maybe Dynamite? Like, are they going to NBCUniversal Comics or whatever the fuck they're going to call it? I don't know, man. That sounds like you're really banging on IDW to be your hotbed for comic book ideas. Like, they just doing it in reverse. Like, oh, you got a TV show idea? Cool. Just throw into a comic book.
Right.
So I don't know. I can't say that I'm particularly blown away by the idea.
Yeah.
Seems fucked up to me.
Yeah. But, maybe that's just us being cynical.
Oh, 100%.
Speaking of cynical individuals, Michael Che is getting his own sketch comedy show.
That dude's hilarious.
He really is. Like, I know people, it's cool to like hate on Saturday Night Live, but Saturday Night Live, when it's funny, it's funny. And the cornerstone of that series has been Weekend Update.
Yeah.
And
for a long time.
Yeah. And, you get a bunch of hilarious people wrote for and hosted Weekend Update. And Michael Che is a part of that. I think he's the first black person.
That feels right.
Yeah, to host, and he's the co-head writer of Saturday Night Live.
What, Colin Jost, I guess?
Yeah, with Colin Jost, yeah. So this dude is funny, man. And if you've seen his stand-up,
I just rewatched that stand-up because my wife hadn't seen it. It's super funny.
He very much reminds me of Terrence, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, like his mannerisms, like everything, like he very much like the kind of half like I don't give a fuck attitude.
Mm-hmm.
He very much reminds me of Terrence, and I would love to tell him that, but he is not here. Michael Che.
Hashtag where is Terrence?
Yeah. Hashtag will come back Terrence.
He refuses.
Michael Che is generally the better half of Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update desk, and not just because saying otherwise is a good way to get yelled at on Instagram. This writer wrote, no offense to Colin Jost, but he has the whole Colin Jost thing going on.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. That dude's having sex with Scarlett Johansson, and you're not.
Right.
He won.
Right. Yeah, right. That guy is going to bed with Black Widow. So,
yeah.
Whatever.
God damn.
Thanks to HBO Max, Michael Che is stepping away from the desk and venturing off for a 6-episode sketch comedy show of his very own. The yet untitled series will focus on specific themes each episode, like police brutality, unemployment, falling in love, with Che using sketches and vignettes to illustrate what it feels like to experience this from a black vantage point.
Okay.
All of that is from the press release. Look, sounds good to me, man. And this is the type of stuff that HBO Max needs.
Yeah.
Like this is the type of exclusivity, like stuff like this is what that service needs. I don't think it's going anywhere, but if you want to get me to turn it on, you got to tell me that Michael Che has a sketch comedy show.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I find him to be very funny. I find him to also tap dance right on the line on a lot of things, and I'm like, ooh, they gonna come for you. But that's what makes a good comedian, right? Like sometimes you got to be on the line. And that dude is, he's really funny. So him doing sketch comedy, I'm okay with it.
They do a thing on.
So is he leaving SNL? I guess.
I hope not.
I mean, that would kind of suck.
That would suck a lot, but they ain't doing nothing now. So
yeah. Right.
One of the funniest things that they do on Weekend Update is write each other jokes.
Yeah, for the New Year, right? Like or Christmas.
Yeah,
that's my favorite bit of theirs
that they don't see. And poor Colin Jost, he's he tries, but like Michael Che has no shame, so it doesn't come off the same way as when Michael Che writes the most racist shit he can. For Colin, the personification of white bread Jost, to say, you know what I mean?
His racist jokes for Colin Jost are fucking hilarious. Like, I just love Colin Jost. Like, those jokes that Che writes for him are hysterical. Colin Jost's response is like, yo, dude, what the fuck, man? like he's like, he can barely get out the joke as he's reading it. It's pretty damn funny. I have to say, it's pretty funny.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, look, that's cool. I mean, there's a couple of sketch comedy shows that are making their way now, but to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the ones that I'm going to name, I do think they're important, and it's just not my personal style of comedy. But Sherman Showcase and a Black Lady sketch show. This makes the third Black run sketch show on TV right now, which is fucking dope. Like, that's a really big milestone, considering that the only time we've ever really had one was in Living Color, and that was it. And that was running directly against Saturday Night Live.
Don't forget Chappelle's show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I almost never think of that as a sketch show, but I should, obviously. But just because it felt more like just him in so many of the sketches than having like this large cast like SNL or, Living Color did. So, I look forward to it. What's the name had a couple of sketches like Larry John, or what was it? Larry, he was on Comedy Central. His show got canceled. He has a podcast now. Black dude. Larry Wilmore. Like, he had a couple sketches on his show too, but that was more like sketches / politically incorrect. So yeah, look, I think this is a good thing. So I look forward to it. All right, next up.
Noah Centineo joins Dwayne Johnson in the New Line DC movie Black Adam. Is this movie still happening?
They're pretending that it is. So let's just, for shits and giggles, let's assume that it is.
All right. Noah Centineo, who broke out with To All the Boys I've Ever Loved Before, is joining Dwayne Johnson in Black Adam, New Line's Shazam spinoff, based on the popular DC anti-hero villain.
Yeah, stop calling him an anti. He's a villain. He's a straight villain.
The director of the forthcoming Jungle Cruise will be in the director's chair when the feature project goes before cameras.
Whoa. The Jungle Cruise director is directing Black Adam? I don't know if that movie's good or not. Okay. All right.
It feels like look, I don't know who this person is. I don't know what else this person has directed, but we said it before. It feels like the $7 production company picks directors that
cost $7
that they can kind of push around. You know what I mean?
Funny that.
So, this person is a Spanish American film director. I'm sure he has a ton of, he did The Commuter, the Liam Neeson movie.
Wow.
He did The Shallows, which I think is a shark biting movie.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He did Run All Night with Liam Neeson. He did Nonstop with Liam Neeson. He did Unknown with Liam Neeson.
So y'all think Jungle Cruise is going to be good? Okay. All right. Look, stranger things have happened. Maybe this will be more like Schindler's List than Run All Night. I don't know. Wow. That is certainly a catalog of Liam Neeson movies. Did he do the one, Mr. Plow or whatever? You do that one? That's what that movie is. That's Mr. Plow, the movie. Cold Pursuit?
No, he did not do The Gray.
No, not The Gray. That movie was awesome. No, that was like,
the Snowman movie?
Yeah, Mr. Plow, where he's fucking Mr. Plow. It's Cold Pursuit, I think it's called. No, The Gray was a dude who did like 18. Pretty short. Did Joe Carnahan, I think, did The Gray.
Oh wow. Okay.
Have you ever seen The Gray?
No, I've never seen it. Somebody told me the ending, and I was like, all right, well.
It's not a bad movie. It's a pretty good. I think it's Joe Carnahan, isn't it? Yeah, it is Joe Carnahan. Yeah, it's it's a Liam Neeson movie, but it's before he went like full on. Oh, this is The Commuter. Like before he did like all of those like I'm stuck on a train. I'm stuck on a plane. I'm stuck on a bus. like he did like all the like modes of conveyance kind of movies.
Before he was the everyman just going to work.
Right. Like this one, what the fuck is the story? He's a marksman for an oil company, right? Like he kills wolves. Like he goes up, like they're in Alaska or some fucking cold ass place black people shouldn't be. And, he's solely there to like, kill wolves so they don't kill them while they're trying to drill or whatever. And then like their plane goes down or something, and he's got to teach these roughnecks how to survive out there with these wolves constantly hunting them. It's not a bad movie. It's actually pretty fun. I would say The Gray's worth your time. Yeah, it's not bad.
I mean, look, I won't completely write Black Adam off just because I don't know who the director is, right? Like
I'm writing Black Adam off. I'm writing it off.
Jumanji with The Rock, I don't know who directed that. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
I heard it was good.
Like it was. I didn't see the second one, but I enjoyed the first one. So maybe this will be good. I mean, I don't think so, but maybe. While storyline details are being kept in the dark, Black Adam focuses on the DC character.
That's because it hasn't been written.
Created as the arch nemesis of the hero known as Shazam because he's a villain.
Right.
In modern times, however, the character has evolved into more of a complex, conflicted anti-hero villain, rising to become one of DC's more prominent characters. No, he's not. He's not.
Who wrote this? Who wrote this? The Rock? The Rock wrote this article. And when I was a little kid, I couldn't be Superman because I was kind of a bad kid. But I connected with Black Adam because he had a
man.
Because he connected with me as a
I connected with this Egyptian despot.
Right. Shut up. Shut up. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't read a lot of DC, but nah, yo, Black Adam is not like a prominent fixture. If he was a prominent fixture, I would be reading it. And I'm a very casual DC person, so.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
But Centennial will play Atom Smasher, a character who can control his molecular structure and is able to manipulate his size and strength. The character has appeared on screen before in an episode of CW's The Flash.
I remember that. Yeah. So this character is the godson of Golden Age Adam. So, okay. I'm fine with that. I guess he's going, I mean, he's a superhero. He's not necessarily a villain, I guess. I don't know.
So, is Adam Smasher yeah,
he's a hero.
He's a hero?
Yeah, even though on The Flash, he's portrayed more like a villain. That one episode he was on.
So, like, are there a bunch of stories with Atom Smasher and Black Adam?
I don't know, but he was in the Justice Society of America, which is supposed to show up in Black Adam because you can't have a solo Black Adam movie because it's not going to be that interesting because he is a villain and he needs other people to hang around. And he was a part of that group for a bit too. So, we'll see. I'm very leery that this movie won't come off as complete garbage. And the reason why it's not me trying to just shit on The Rock. Like it really isn't. I hope it does well because I would like to see him actually, like, I think physically he is built for this genre of movies, right?
He's built to be a superhero. Like, let's see him be a superhero.
Right. But does he have the ego to eventually be the villain and lose? And that's part of being the villain. Like, yes, the villain definitely has more fun in a lot of movies, but the villains lose. Like that is a part of their arc is that they lose.
I think he, okay, he's a professional wrestler. Sometimes professional wrestlers are villains and sometimes they have to lose.
Right.
So he is he is capable of doing so. But that was The Rock years ago.
20 years ago?
Like,
he's a huge star now.
Yeah. Is he still the highest paid actor in Hollywood?
I don't know about that, but he's probably top 5.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I won't say that he won't, just because, that's what wrestling is. There's a bunch of good guys and bad guys in their underwear, like pretend fighting and losing and shit. But I don't know. I'm on Comic Vine, which is GameSpot's like comic book Wikipedia.
Right.
I looked up Black Adam. The description: the original champion of the Wizard, Black Adam, turned to brutality and ruthlessness to protect the innocents after the murder of his family. Brutality and ruthlessness, 2 very heroic traits.
I mean, when I think Superman, I think brutality and ruthlessness.
Seeing him as corrupt, the Wizard punished Adam with eternal imprisonment within the tomb of Ramses II. Following his escape, he overthrew Kandak's tyrant by force, becoming the country's defender and the most powerful enemy of Billy Batson, the superhero known as Shazam. So what this sounds like to me is that this is Dr. Doom.
No, I'm not going to allow you to say something so ridiculous that you will definitely regret the second you end this podcast.
I am not saying it. I am saying that this is what it sounds like. And I cannot tell you how much I do not want The Rock to be Dr. Doom in any way, shape, form, or fashion, even if it's the great value version of Dr. Doom.
That's hilarious. We'll see, man. We
shall see.
We shall see. I don't have any faith that this movie actually happens with him as Black Adam. I really don't. I could totally see a last minute, we're changing the actor. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I could 100% see it.
Well, I mean, they're producing it, right? Like, if they're going to back out, they're going to back all the way out.
Maybe. I mean, might still be able to get a little bit of that scratch on the back end. Maybe. All right. Movie and TV news this week. Brian Fuller is a mean person. He's not a good guy. You shouldn't listen to anything he says. He's just going to make you sad. Because Brian Fuller likes to tease things. They're likely never going to happen. And I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. I hate you, Brian Fuller. But please come back and do more. Hannibal, as you're teasing, you son of a bitch. I know this is never going to happen. But he does say Hannibal is very popular. The series is very popular on Netflix right now. And in an interview, he says, quote, "It will be interesting to see what happens with the show moving forward, or whether there is ever to be a Silence of the Lambs miniseries with the cast." The great thing about the idea with members of the cast in terms of where we're going, you liar, is that if we are going to take 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, or what have you, and everyone's still interested in coming back, then that's just how long they've been on the lam, as it were. Then the story picks up from that point and will adapt. So what he's saying is, hey, look, we know people really love Hannibal. Now that it's on Netflix, everybody who didn't watch it is watching it. They obviously love it because they have good taste. And maybe a 4th season would just be adapting the Silence of the Lambs story. Which to that I say, fuck you, Brian Fuller, because don't give me hope. This is all I wanted. This is all I want. This is all I want. You son of a bitch. What's going to happen
is that it's going to be you said it's going to be a series. They're going to get halfway through, and then he's just going to be done with it. You're just going to be like, you guys know how this ends.
No, this is not even happening. He's just wildly speculating. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Stop saying that, man. Just finish one series, you son of a bitch. God damn it, you talented bastard. This guy gets so bored so fast. Ugh. He needs to stick to making movies. Like, and not series, just one movie at a time. I don't want him starting a franchise. Giving me like some super fire ass first movie, and then he's like, I'll do a second one. And then he's like, I'm out. Fuck you guys. Like, come on, man. He did Dead Like Me, Wonder Falls, Pushing Daisies, Hannibal, and American Gods. I don't think any of those finished. Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Well, they moved on without him.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm done. Fuck you guys. Like, come on, man. Like, he's got some really, really good ideas. But no. Can't fucking keep it going. Son of a bitch. So yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. I don't see this happening at all. If it does happen, I will be incredibly excited about it. But yeah, Brian Fuller's a liar. He shouldn't be trusted. He's also incredibly talented, and everyone should watch Hannibal. It's a wonderful show.
100% not happening.
No, it's not. And I'm pissed. I'm actually pissed when I read the story. Like, I didn't finish season 3 because I feel like if I don't finish it, then it didn't end. So I can just, if they announce 4 and episode 1 of season 4 comes out, then I will watch season 3 all to the end. Not doing it until then. And I'm rewatching it now. I'm going to get all the way to season 2, finish it, and that's going to be it. Not going to watch season 3. Fuck you.
I might rewatch it.
It's super good, dude.
I watched the first season, and then I fell off. So
yeah, second season's really good too, because of course it is. It's Brian Fuller, and in the third season he decided to just go piss in a corner for a fucking year. Next up, I didn't even realize this was out. I signed up for it while we were on air. Peacock, the streaming service from NBC, it has arrived. It came out yesterday to little to no fanfare because I didn't hear anyone talk about it whatsoever. However, it is free, which is a great streaming service price.
For now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have paid they have paid tiers that you can get.
No, I will not do that. No. But it does not have, it came out with no support on Roku and no support on Amazon Fire as well. Much like, HBO Max, which was stupid. I don't know if people know, but those are 2 of the biggest ways people fucking watch streaming services. like, are you serious? A lot of people have Amazon Fires and a lot of people have Rokus. They're like, nah, they'll just watch it on their laptops. Like, I'll sit down and watch it on my television. I don't want to have to fucking plug my laptop in. What kind of bullshit is that? So I signed up for, I created an account for the old Peacock here. People are calling it the Netflix killer. I don't think people should call it that. That seems stupid to me. However, it appears, wait, is this MSNBC that I can watch live?
Yeah, so some of it works like a live television station.
I like that.
And along with, things that you can search on demand.
Yeah, like,
and if you pay $5 a month or $50 a year, you get limited advertising. Or if you pay $10 a month or $100 a year, you get no advertising.
What is it with advertising?
$50 a year.
No,
of course not,
no.
Dude.
No, I'm not paying 100 either. No.
How do you watch MSNBC now?
I generally don't. I generally just listen to the shows I want, like as podcasts. If I do, like when they do election stuff, I just generally hook my laptop up because you can watch most of it online. I just hook my laptop up to my projector and just stream it. I do like the fact that I can watch the news when I want live. That's cool. That's dope.
Oh, well, then this might be perfect for you then.
I mean, this free version is fine for me. Like, I'm not paying a single dollar more for anything. Now, I will say this. They've got some things on here that I'm actually kind of cool with, right? Like I don't watch Psych. I tried to get into that show. I feel like I would probably really like it. But like they have Psych 2, their second movie, which I can't believe they actually made. But that's like a Peacock exclusive. Like people really like that show. But they've got a decent amount of like movies and television on here. They've got all of the Jurassic Park movies, so you can watch Jurassic Park 3, which is pretty cool. Or the dinosaur talks. Alan. So like that's kind of cool. They've got Columbo. They've got the Rockford Files. I don't know if you guys are caught up on the Rockford Files, but that was pretty good. They got
how many seasons of
Greatest
Law and Order do they have?
Ooh, that's SVU, a whole service. Right?
SVU, not traditional Law and Order. Special Victims Unit.
Is that the one with Ice-T?
Yes.
They have 21 seasons.
Wow. And you know what? That's probably not all of them.
No. They've got Law and Order, like 8 seasons of the original Law and Order, which is good. I don't like Law and Order Criminal Intent.
I don't think I've watched Criminal Intent.
That's one with D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Sounds evil. Criminal Intent.
Yeah, but Special Victims Unit is all like rapes.
Yeah, it's all like but
it's horrible.
Like, you know what I mean? It sounds like a minivan. It sounds like a family recreational vehicle.
Special Victims Unit. Not a big deal.
SVU. Oh, just don't worry about what it stands for. It sounds like SUV. And everyone loves SUVs.
I find it weird. Okay, so Dick Wolf is an insane person, right? Like Dick Wolf has like 400 shows on television.
Yeah.
Is it weird?
He moved out of New York and now he's into Chicago.
Yeah, he's once he runs out of ideas, he just moves to another major city and does the entire show. So they're all the same. Every episode is the same. This one just takes place. They're like, "Hey, do you want a Chicago hot dog?" Instead of saying like, "Do you want a New York hot dog?" That's the only difference. It's the same exact case. My question is, would it be weird to watch Law and Order SVU, like binge watch the entire series? That feels insane to me.
Yes, it feels like you're taking notes. You know what I mean? Like, I can't watch any of that stuff. Like, just well, my wife can because she's a weirdo, and she likes crime dramas and shit. She's like most women I know.
Boston Legal,
who
Chicago PD,
who just kind of get off on danger and shit. You know what I mean?
Does she watch Chicago Med?
She will.
That's on Peacock.
Maybe not Chicago Med because it's got like. Well, no, she does watch some doctor shows, but anything to do with like crime and lawyering. That's right up her alley.
Well, they only have season 5 of Chicago Med, so she doesn't know. She's not going to really know all the foundations of that other repetitive Dick Wolf show. But there's actually quite a lot on here. I will say that there's quite a lot of things on here that are worth your time. They've got Phantom Thread, which I wanted to watch because I will watch.
It's a good movie.
Really? Is it, Micah?
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I know you haven't watched it yet.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for breaking down Daniel Day-Lewis's latest film to let me know it's good. Was he good in it?
You didn't watch it because you were worried about whether or not it was going to be good.
That's true.
And I'm here to tell you.
Everything is safe. Daniel Day-Lewis does it again. Shocking news. But they've got a Hitchcock section, which is dope. Right? They got Vertigo, Rear Window, which is a great movie. Psycho, which is great, obviously. The Birds.
Any black movies on there?
They did. They've got classic monster movies too. Yeah, they had like something called like Black Voices or something I saw. So it was like all, like, hey, please don't burn down our app program. Black people don't get angry at us. Yeah, Black Voices. They've got, I Am Ali, Do the Right Thing, The Express, Willie, I don't know what that is, Idlewild,
I've seen Idlewild.
Time is Illmatic, 1968. Oh, I actually wanted to see that. Not a lot in the Black Voices section, I have to say. Not a lot here. It's not a good look, Peacock. But they got some pretty cool stuff. Looks like they have. Do they have all? Oh, they do have. They've got most of the Bourne movies. They've got the Bourne Identity, Bourne Ultimatum, and
three, because those are the only ones worth watching.
And Bourne Supremacy. Yeah, they have the first three.
All right.
I never finished the second one.
Make sure you take that pill that you take before you get on a cruise to fight seasickness.
This is why I stopped watching those movies.
Watching those movies.
Dude, they have all of the fucking classic monster movies. That's kind of...
should. It's NBCUniversal.
No, I know. Well, fucking HBO Max doesn't have all their shit together, so... Oh, this is kind of dope. Okay, that's kind of cool, actually. This is a far better launch, I think, than HBO Max's. If I'm being honest. Like, they've got... Is it a
better launch? I mean...
Or just a better, like
a better selection.
Better selection. That's a better way of saying it. Yeah.
But a better launch, it's the same for me, man. Like,
it's free.
It should have launched with, well, for me, HBO is free. Well, not free. I pay for HBO.
Right.
So, hey.
I mean,
is it a Hulu killer?
No, I don't think so. Hulu dominates in television, dude. Like, they dominate. But Hulu also has a ton of movies. Like, I don't know. What the movie's called Cooties? All right, shut up. But I mean, look, this is another place for us to find movies to review. So that's kind of cool. But I'm not paying a single dollar more for anything. I have enough. No. So no, this is not a Netflix killer for me. No, get the fuck out of here. All right, let's move on from there. But I do think, by the way, I think it's a really stupid idea to launch any of your services without Roku or Amazon Fire. I think that's a mistake. Showtime and BET have decided to launch a joint network called Showbert?
Show up when you get there because you're on CP time.
Showbert? Showbet? Show cross bet?
Bet time?
Shocks bet? This is a terrible name. You should have come up with something else.
Oh, you're really like that's the real.
Yeah, I'm not fucking around. No, you're the one being stupid. Oh, the new Showtime. Oh, see, they don't respect BET. This is, let me read this article. This ain't good. Did you read it? Did you see what it said? Oh, come on, What kind of, see, black people, we got to learn to stop accepting so little, man. This is bullshit. Now I'm angry. Showtime and BET have launched a joint channel called Show X Bet Wednesday in an effort to continue.
Cross is how that's pronounced.
No, I'm saying Show X Bet. Fuck out of here. Wednesday in an effort to continue to provide content for black audiences. And by the way, it's is it Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
Yes.
No, now it's Street Fighter X Tekken. Like that's how it works. That's what it means. The new Showtime Plex channel, previously branded as Show Beyond, is yet another way Viacom CBS is pooling its multiple brands, various strains together to create a more mass appeal. by firing one of its hosts. More on that later. So it's a Plex channel. Huh. Again, black people, we have to stop accepting so little and writing articles as if it's so much. This is nothing. It's a Plex channel, my nigga. Like, what? No, I'm not even reading any more of this. Shut up. No, this is, you couldn't even create like a cheap streaming service for this? Show Beyond or whatever? Like, it's a Plex channel? All right. Wow. Is it even a Roku channel? Is it even a Roku channel? No, shut up. This is for people who literally just steal movies and shit. They're like, I don't know, put it on, put
much.
Yeah. Why would you just put this shit on Plex? Like, all right, yo, come on. God damn. So Viacom CBS, is also in the news for, deciding to shit can, Nicholas J. Cannon III. I don't know if that's his real name. Nick Cannon for, saying some, anti-Semitic things or agreeing with some very anti-Semitic things on his podcast. When he had on, a rapper named Professor Griff, who was talking about how he got temporarily fired from Public Enemy back in the day for calling Jews wicked and saying that we can prove their wickedness very easily. And as he was reiterating that to stupid ass Nick Cannon said, yeah, you were talking truth, man. And Viacom CBS, who's obviously run by a cabal of Jews, according to Nick Cannon and Professor Griff, the Jews running it said, yeah, we're done with you, you fucking idiot. One, I don't believe Jews run all media. That's ridiculous. Like,
That's
you can
dumb,
you can literally Google who runs them. Like, you can just literally read. And I see people defending Nick Cannon, and I see people correctly not defending Nick Cannon. And what I can't understand is, why the fuck are you defending anti-Semitism? It's 2020. What is wrong with you? It's not wrong. This is not okay. What he said is not okay. Co-signing this shit is not okay. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I can't, who don't like Jewish people? Like, they're hilarious. They're hilarious.
Yeah, listen to Mike. He likes to laugh at them.
They're all about family and like they're kind of like black people, yo.
They're the black people of white people.
They got really good senses of humor. They when they like you, they love you like family.
Yep.
They don't fucking trust your ass until they do, and then it's like, they got their own way of speaking.
Like, how do we not get along with this people? They got different food that white people don't understand. Right. They got a different religion. Black Christians and white Christians aren't the same. Knock it off. Yeah, I've been really baffled. I live very adjacent to a very Jewish neighborhood. And I just do not understand. Like, is it like white people who don't have any interactions with black people who make all of these massive assumptions about them because they don't have any connection with them, any personal connection? Because I feel like I see all this shit that people say about Jews. I'm like, do y'all niggas know any Jewish people? Because there are not a lot of them, and they're not in a lot of parts of the fucking country. Like, they're just not. Like, if you live in Colorado, there's no Jews there. There's just not. There's 4. Like, there's like 4 Jews there. Like, we live in Maryland. I live next to Pikesville. Like, it's Pikesville, Maryland, like literally Pikesville, New York City, Florida. That's where all the entire the vast majority of Jews live in the entire country, and obviously in Hollywood, as they control all media, obviously. But like, that's it.
Where did that even start? Like, I don't even know how that stereotype even began, right? Like,
I mean, I guess because there are a lot of famous Jewish families. Like, if you're, why are white people pulling out guns in this ad? Okay. Anyway, sorry, like the news is on. It's just a white dude just pulling out a gun at a Target. Like, he's just real mad about having to wear a mask. All right. But yeah, Jews are the problem. Right. So, yeah, I think the stereotype comes from like, yeah, there's a lot of popular Jewish families. Like the Mankowitzes are obviously Jewish. Like they're a famous Hollywood family. Like I think it's Frank Mankiewicz. Or his father wrote Citizen Kane, and like they're famous writers in Hollywood. And then Ben Mankiewicz is, one of the original Young Turks and stuff like that, right? So like they are big names, but I think it just comes from like, there's a lot of them who are talented in sort of writing and shit like that. And like, okay, they own some companies because they were good with money. What do you want them to do? Like, I don't understand being mad at people for making it. I can understand being mad at people for fucking people over to make it, but that actually, if you look at the history of Jews in this country, that doesn't really appear to be the case. I mean, I'm not going to say writ large. I'm sure there's shitty Jews, just like there's shitty any other group. That doesn't mean all of them are that way. That's stupid.
Right. Like the way that we all in this country paint with a very broad brush is just very disturbing. Like I get it. It's easy, right? You don't have to think about it, but nah, like just imagine if someone did it to you. Like that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do in life is just imagine whatever you were about to say being thrown right back at you. And how would that make you feel?
Yeah, I don't
understand it, man.
Like if you took what Nick Cannon and that fucking Professor Griff said and you replaced them with white people and they were saying this shit about Muslims or black people, you would never accept it. You would never accept it.
Right.
We would come for them. If Nick Cannon was like Brian Cannon from, Wichita talking, if it was Ryan Seacrest talking all that shit, you'd be like, yeah, that's cool. Ryan Seacrest can never work in Hollywood again. Done. Right. That's what you would say. I see all this like whataboutism online. Well, Mel Gibson has made his way back into Hollywood. Mel Gibson doing Force of Nature, my nigga. They still haven't forgiven him. And Robert Downey Jr. trying to bring Mel Gibson, his friend, into Hollywood, and Hollywood still ain't buying it. And Robert Downey Jr. is beloved in Hollywood. They still won't let him do it. Don't talk like, oh, Mel Gibson's back. Is he? Is he? Name the last Mel Gibson movie you saw. The Beaver? Like, come on. Like, no, you didn't see any major Mel Gibson movie. No, you didn't. You did. That's right, The Beaver. That was a real movie he did. A talking stuffed beaver.
Yeah, a talking hand puppet beaver.
That was a real movie. So yeah, I don't understand it. Now Nick Cannon says he was correct in what he said. Then he apologized for what he said. Which is always a telltale sign that you were right in the beginning, is that you apologize within 7 hours after saying, hey, I was correct in what I said. So Viacom CBS were like, yeah, that's cool. You got a $30 million contract with us, on a bunch of projects. And they were like, yeah, you're done with all this shit. Then he's
a job with, Fox though.
He is apparently going to stay on with Fox. I just saw that. The Masked Singer, I guess he's the host of that.
It's going to be a very interesting show. The first show back.
It will be. And, I'm not so sure he is going to stay there. How about that? What's going to happen when they bring it back and everybody's like, I'm not watching The Masked Singer because Nick Cannon's on it. You think Fox is going to fucking protect you? You black nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
All you got to do is have one advertiser say, you know what?
A major one.
Yep. We ain't doing this.
Nope.
I don't want to be a part of this anymore. That's how you get shit done.
Hey, look at the Redskins.
Yep. Yep. Again, Daniel Snyder, the owner of that team, said, no, he has gone on record as saying that no matter what, he's never, ever changing the name.
Yep. He said that last year.
Yeah. And then the people who have their name on the stadium that they play said, better change that goddamn name.
Excuse me. Since we don't want to get our fucking buildings burned down over some bullshit, you need to change that name. And he was like, you know what? You're right. You got it. Hold on a second. Yeah.
Once people start putting correlation of the FedEx on that building is the same FedEx that delivers packages, like, we don't want to lose our job to a bunch of government workers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. But, look, money talks. Not to bring, I mean, this is obviously a very political topic, but not to bring like direct politics into it. But I heard something today that I thought was super interesting in that same regard, right? Which is like corporate money moving politics in a weirdly positive way. I'm listening to an interview with fucking James Carville, the Raging Cajun. He looks like a snake, man.
Yeah, he does.
But it was an interview. The weirdest thing, I sent it to Brad and Andy. I was like it's like cats and dogs sleeping together. It was James Carville and Bill Kristol on the same side in history. Like, we got to get Donald Trump the fuck out of here. I'm like, yo, what situation are we in, right? Like, these two guys are like political mortal enemies, right? And they're like, no, I agree with you, James. I agree with you, Bill. I'm like, what the fuck? So
this is political Watchmen.
Yeah, right. Well, I sent the meme. I was like, it's this meme come to life. It's the Lord of the Rings one. Like, I never thought I would die next to an elf. Well, I never thought I'd die next to a dwarf. What about a friend? I can do that, right? Like, it's the same fucking idea. But Carville said something that I thought was really interesting, right? And he was like, look, he's like, I was born in Georgia. I love my home state, right? He goes, but they don't have free and fair elections. That place is like a nightmare for all this gerrymandering and all this bullshit. He was like, all these major companies that are out of Georgia, Coca-Cola and all that stuff. He was like, look, I like Coke, but I can drink Pepsi. He was like, why don't you just put pressure on those corporations to make sure that they go to the fucking government and be like, these better be free and fair elections or we're leaving your state. And I was like, that's a good ass idea. He was like, put some heat on it. He's like, yeah, people saying something is one thing. Corporation saying something is a whole different thing. And it's true. It's true here too.
It goes back to your whole, I would use money to get money out of politics. Like,
yes.
That would be the only way. Like, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
Right?
I would make billions and billions of dollars, start a massive corporation, and I would be like, I'm going to destroy everything until I get my way. Yes. That's what I would do. And they'd be like, wow, you're going to spend all your money? I will spend all of my money. Yeah, money's like $1 billion. For me, just to fix the system. Yeah, that's all you have to do. Look, corporations have huge dicks in this country. Wave them around and use them for good. I just don't understand it. So yeah,
you need human beings to buy your products.
That's it.
Why don't you help us out here?
Yeah. Hello. Nobody's going to buy your Cokes when we're in the fucking gold mines building that asshole a new toilet if you don't fix this shit. What the hell are you doing? Save us, corporate America, you cucks. But getting back to the Viacom thing, I don't think Viacom was wrong in firing him. I think it's stupid to keep him on if he is going to go on a podcast and say the shit that he's going to say. It's dumb.
Yeah. And it's not censorship before anyone comes up and.
What about his First Amendment rights? Because I don't understand how the First Amendment works.
Right. It's not censorship. It's not.
He can still do his podcast tomorrow.
All right. The First Amendment does not protect you from being fired. It doesn't protect you from it. It protects you from the government penalizing you for saying some shit that they find offensive. Private corporation do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
That's like saying if somebody called you a punk bitch,
never,
and you punch them. That's like that person said, well, you're violating my First Amendment rights. Stop trying to censor me. No, nigga, you call me a punk bitch. Fuck you, yo.
No, you have freedom of speech, not freedom from consequences.
Right, yo. Like, I don't understand why people don't get that.
Yeah. And look, he's allowed to say what he wants to say. I think it's ignorant. I think it's profoundly stupid, but he's allowed to say it.
I think a lot of stupid people say a lot of stupid shit. And while I would prefer that they don't say stupid shit, you can think all the stupid shit you want. I would prefer people don't come out their mouth with it. You got every right to. And this corporation has every right to reject the $30 million that they invested in you. People have the right to not eat your beans. People have the right to do away with you, man. Isn't that illegal, by the way?
Yes, nigga. Of course it is. You're not allowed to.
What the fuck? Like, the president is not supposed to be endorsing people, right? Like,
it's not a thing. It's not a thing. Yo, if you voted for this nigga, you have to you have to repent. Like, you have to. And I don't believe in religion. You got to do something. I just find, like, I find the arguments and the inconsistency of the arguments around the Nick Cannon thing to just be really irritating, because they're on one hand, over the last month, I've watched black people cheer as racists and bigots have been called out and fired from their jobs and demoted and everything else. And we're just like, hell yeah, you know, run up to get done up, nigga. Like, but like, what is Nick Cannon doing that's any different? Don't defend him just because he's the same color as you. Nick Cannon gonna be fine. Nick Cannon losing $30 million. It might be a sad afternoon for Nick Cannon, but then Nick Cannon looks at his bank account and there's probably way more than $30 million in it.
Before he issued this apology, he had like demanded that he get Wildin' Out back and demanded that he get his creations that he created through Viacom back. Like, nah, yo, they don't.
I love that, by the way. He's demanding. You signed a contract that these people own Wildin' Out.
Right.
They're not acting like assholes. You're not a good businessman, if that's what you thought. Like, that's not how business works, my nigga. Like, what the fuck? No.
You know what really is sad is that I try my best to. I'm not on Facebook a lot anymore because, you know, I just get hit with a bunch of shit that stresses me out. But I try to curate my friends list to people that are not necessarily like-minded, but reasonable.
Right.
And, you know, don't say stupid shit like this. And then I saw one of a woman that we went to high school with, and I saw where it was going, and I saw you commented on it, and I'm like, yo, he don't never comment on anything she say. She must have said some stupid ass shit. So let me read it. And then I read it and I felt really dumb. And then I was like, do I engage? I said, no.
Do
not engage. This is not fucking Star Trek. And I just blocked her. I got time for all that shit, man.
Yeah, I'm going to unfriend her.
It's really disheartening to know, like
the people you thought were cool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
How have you not grown up since high school? What the fuck? Like, how?
The fact that I know someone who would think like that astounds me.
Right. You just unfriend this person. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm 40. I'm a man. I'm 40, right? Like,
40 for Christ's sakes.
You still on Jews run all the banks, my nigga? Like, what the fuck? There's an underground cabal. What are you talking about? You live in Baltimore City. You see how fucking poor these people are? They live 400 niggas to a house. What the fuck are you talking about? The only thing they're rich in is kids. They broke in condoms and rich in kids. Knock it off. Yes, there are Jews who have money. There are black people who have money. That doesn't, like, the logic is so bizarre to me. Well, some of them are very rich. So they're obviously all rich. Some black people are very rich. Yeah, but we're not a monolith, though. It's different. So
right.
Are Jews a monolith?
Yes,
they're obviously a monolith. What?
They're a monolith. I see them every Saturday. They're all going to the monolith.
Whatever they call it. I don't understand. They don't even go to church on Sunday. You can't trust them. Like, what are you talking about? It's insane to me. It's insane to me. I'm like, I am baffled by it. I am truly and utterly baffled by, like, you are a 40-year-old person and you still, because you went to high school with me, I know how old you are. Like, you still believe that shit? Or if you don't believe it, you got friends who say the shit on your wall and you're like, yeah, that's fine. You're just like Nick Cannon. You just co-sign the shit that they say. If somebody wrote on my wall, well, the Jews actually, I'd be like, delete, right. Unfriended, block, whatever, we're done. If one of our fans who I'm Facebook friends with was like, well, actually, if you look into this conspiracy theory, Jay, the Jews, in fact, will not replace us, as I like to say, as I march down Charlottesville, block, nigga, get the fuck out of here. But these guys, well, I mean, maybe I read 37, fucking Access to Power or whatever bullshit Hotep book I got on North Avenue. And so I believe it. You're not smart. You're not smart. And guess what? Black Israelites are not Israeli. They're not Jews. They're a black separatist group. And by the way, if you think they're like super, super black, ask them why they're so hard pressed to distance themselves from African history. Oh, what? No. We're the original Jews. We're not black. We're not Africans. We're the original Jews. Yeah, of course. Because they don't want to be associated with your own blackness. What the fuck kind of craziness is that? These niggas out here wearing, in the words of other podcaster, out here wearing Wonder Woman bracelets, looking goddamn ridiculous. But these are the people you're listening to. Okay. Insanity to me. Insane. No, Nick Cannon decided he wanted to listen to the comedy stylings of Louis Farrakhan and decided that he thought, well, between that and Dr. Sebi documentary he's working on, he should be able to say whatever he wants. Cool. Spoiler alert. Louis Farrakhan says a couple of things that are correct. 90% of it is all bullshit, and he thinks that Jews started AIDS. He's a fucking lunatic. He's a lunatic. Yo, people quote this nigga. Yo, I'm like,
he thinks that Jews started AIDS, and and then people think Sebi cured it, but
with avocados and shit.
Right. Little known fact: white women don't get AIDS because they eat a bunch of avocados.
Yo. This nigga said he cured lupus with fruits and vegetables. That's all he did.
All you gotta do. You just gotta eat healthy. Yeah, you do have to eat healthy.
That's not it.
Gonna cure a disease, guys.
Yo, I had a fucking vegan argue that point on Twitter once. I was like, what am I doing? Block. Like, no, what? No, if you just eat the right fruits and vegetables, it'll cure your lupus. Really? Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you write down exactly which ones they are? Because maybe the fucking National Lupus Association would probably want to hear about it.
I really...
Because my cousin, by the way, has lupus. I'm sure she would love to know if she could just eat a couple of onions and apples and fix it. Like, what is wrong with you?
That really annoys me. This is one experience I had at
I know.
Farmers Market. At the Farmers Market in Baltimore. My mother has multiple sclerosis, and so she walks with a cane, and is very noticeable, and it's not getting better.
I love your mom, man.
This was a while ago, right? And this guy who works at the stand called the best fish on the planet, right? He saw her.
It's fried fish, by the way. Fried fish. That's important to know here. Fried fish.
He said he went up to her and started talking this bullshit about how he had or he knew somebody that had multiple sclerosis, and they drank this water, this specific kind of
alkaline water, Micah. I bet it was.
Yes, it was, and fucking battery water or whatever, and it cured her that person's multiple sclerosis. Water. And my mother, she's not a dumb woman, but she's an overly nice woman. And she just nodded and said, "Oh, okay, I'll take your card." And then I looked at my mother because I was like,
"Throw that away.
What are you doing?" And she just said, "I just wanted to get away from him." So, but yeah, yo, like somebody tried to bamboozle my mother into thinking that battery water is going to cure her of her fucking neurological disease. And there are people who fall for it because one, they don't know any better, or two, they're desperate.
Yeah.
And you're preying on people like that, man. And that's not, you don't fucking do that, man.
Yeah, it's not okay. I don't think it's okay. I also don't like the notion of like pseudoscience. Like that shit pisses me off, right? Like I don't give me a bunch of bullshit science, and quote science. Like I don't like that. Like it's dangerous. It's really dangerous. But I also don't like just that general hotep nonsense. It gets on my nerves. It's annoying. It's often trying to find blame for black people's problems in like weird ways. Yeah, black people have suffered great injustices in this country and we still do. Can we just do that without trying to make it into a bunch of nonsense? And then like somehow always shitting on black women as a inroads into that? You know, the black man has been held down by the white man, but because the black woman ain't do X, Y, Z. I'm like, yo, why are you doing that? Like, because it's all extreme. It's all extremist nonsense.
Right. Perhaps if I had maybe I am jealous of Duke. perhaps if I had met a woman as fine as you, then maybe I wouldn't be a fucking criminal.
Nigga, that line in that movie is super random. You're right, Pam Grier. You do. I do envy him. I wish I had you. Like, all right. I mean, I get Thalamus Rasulullah, relax.
Right. I get that, being jealous of Duke because like Aretha is having sex with you, but that's not why you're a criminal, dog. Like
you're a criminal because you're criminally minded. You're out of your fucking mind. Oh my God. So yeah, it's I don't know, man. I'm not mad that they fired him. I'm cool with it. Look, I've been done with that. As I wrote on Facebook, I've been done with Nick Cannon ever since he did that bullshit rap and told black people not to vote. If you listen to any of our other shows, you know how I feel about telling black people not to vote. That shit pisses me off. And I will drag myself across glass to yell it in his face. Fuck him forever for that. Don't tell people not to vote. That's some dumb hotep shit. Well, if we don't vote, then they're going to have to come to us and ask for our hand. That's what we're going to do. Like, they just going to ignore you, dumb.
Right. If we cut off our nose, our face will have to come to us. Huh?
Yeah.
What?
What kind of dumb? But again, this is idiot logic because people who are in that movement are idiots. They're idiots. And if you think that all the Jews run the banks, you're also an idiot. Also, yo, niggas are quoting Hitler. Yo, black people are quoting Hitler and being like, that's fine. What the fuck? We are living in a time of absolute access to all of human history's knowledge. And these niggas are the dumbest people on earth. I don't understand it. Are you not aware of who Adolf Hitler was? Do you think he's Adolf Caesar, who was really cool? No, different guy. This guy kind of hated you. And as Dar in our fan group said to someone, it was like, do you think just because you repeat what Hitler said that like you would have been spared? Because he'd have killed you too. No, you know that. And then she called her a fucking idiot, which I appreciate. Because I fuck with Dar. She's awesome. All right, our weird question of the week. What the hell is going on with celebrities? Terry Crews has lost his mind. But he's not the only one. Obviously Nick Cannon has lost his mind. But Terry Crews is now advocating that people should just, quote, defund Pornhub as if it's a government agency. But he wants people to give up porn. Micah, this is near and dear to your heart. Are you ready to give up porn for a no porn? No, hold on. Let me finish the question.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Are you ready to give up porn, to have a no porn quarantine?
No. You're talking to someone who has an addictive personality. I say that because, that's one of the reasons I don't drink is because I'm very aware of, my faults. And one of those is I have a very addictive personality, hence all of the toys that you see in the background. But I do know when and how to stop when things are when push finally comes to shove. As a person who enjoys a bit of
push comes to pull. Adult documentaries on procreation, yes.
Yes. I am a fan of them, and but I know like I'm not going to, if it comes to my wife wanting to have sex or me watching a porn, I'm not going to watch the porn, right? Like, and maybe that's just the thing that I'm not addicted to. But, and look, I'm not here to
well, you used Covenant Eyes for a long time. Yeah, you had a buddy system. Why is he should be the spokesman for that.
Yeah, he should actually.
Yeah, get the bag, man. Like, your clown ass, go ahead.
But no, I am not, I'm not willing to participate in this sham of a movement. No.
I bet he's one of these idiot muscle bound guys that thinks that not jerking off increases your testosterone. Spoiler alert. It doesn't. It doesn't. Like, it does not. That is a myth. Jerking off is fine. Trust me, I know.
As you know, Jay, the testosterone skeets out of you every time you bust a nut.
All of it, by the way, all of it.
And when you don't, then you build up a batch of testosterone,
right? So
that you can shoot the testosterone into your lover of choice.
Obviously, I mean, that's how science works.
Otherwise, you'd just be, he would just skeet his testosterone into a sock or whatever, and then that's just
or as white people apparently do, a banana. Which remember we heard about that? Like, yeah, like white kids use banana peels, which is fucking weird. That's a solely a white person thing. Yeah, I find it to be hilarious.
That's disgusting.
A sock is also disgusting. You just wait. Your mom bought those socks, my nigga.
You're wasting a sock, yo. And like socks are abrasive, guys. You
just use your hand.
Anyone who goes and says, "Oh yeah, it felt like a sock." Nah, yo.
Oh, it's a. This is like a golden toe. Oh my god. Get out of here. Yeah. I think Terry Crews has lost his mind. That's crazy. But the larger point is you have all these people who were purported to actually have talent that now that they don't have any outlet to use that talent, they're just doing weird shit. I think Terry Crews is getting himself in trouble because he got nothing to do.
Yeah. Like they're not like, it's weird, right? Because celebrities, like in order to be like, especially like an actor or something like that,
mm-hmm.
you kind of crave attention, and you can be as down to earth as possible, right? But the mere fact that you are in the business of acting like that, you some part of you needs to be loved. You crave attention. And because of this quarantine and no one's working and no one's going out to see new movies or anything, like these actors who are normally like, like I said, you could be down to earth, but you got a bunch of people catering to you.
Right.
They're not necessarily your yes men, but like
you're a big deal.
Yeah, you're a big deal. And now that you're not a big deal, I don't know, man. It feels like some of them just they're starved for something to do. Like, and not all of them are doing wacky things. Like Brie Larson just created a YouTube channel.
Right.
Like at least that's like something positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which apparently like a bunch of like crazy dudes were like, she's just trying to search for clout. Or like, she's just bored at home, my nigga. Like,
she's just bored, yo. She's bored. She ain't got nothing to do, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? John Krasinski. did the same thing, started a YouTube channel, and
that shit got picked up.
Right. So, but, and that's cool, right? But the people who are doing like weird shit, like saying they're going to run for president of the United States.
Oh, he dropped out, by the way.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did.
Well, he's got a new album coming out. I mean,
yeah.
Shocking news.
Let me guess, presidential dropout. Is that the name of it?
It should be called mental dropout, but whatever. That's my own personal thing.
So, I don't know, man. It's very odd. It's funny to see like these people just kind of
what it shows you though is like they're just mortals, man. They're just mortals. You know what's really fucking hilarious? Like, hey, got no movies, got no, craft services and all this other shit. You know who's been kicking their ass? Teenagers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like this idea of celebrity worship. Yeah, we watch movies and we review them and things like that. We talk about movie news because that's what we were interested in. But this idea of celebrity worship is so put like under a microscope now that you can see how bullshit it really is. Like you can truly see how bullshit it is. Like here's how you know these motherfuckers ain't got nothing to do and they're just regular people. So just see them as regular people, right? This helps you when shit like that with Nick Cannon, that shit blows up because you can go, okay, stop thinking of him as Nick Cannon, this major. Think of him as like a regular person you just friends with on Facebook. Like, unfriend. Like that's what the reality is. This is how bored they are. Henry Cavill he's a big gamer. He built a gaming PC just cause he's jacked. And like, he was just like, all right, I'm just gonna build this gaming PC and I'm just gonna like record it and put it on fucking whatever. I don't know what service, Instagram Live or something. And it was just like, I'm just building my gaming PC. And people were like, oh, I just want to watch it. Like, he's just building a gaming PC. That's it. Because he doesn't have an outlet to do anything else. That's it. So you don't have to idolize these people. Like, there's nothing to idolize. Like, Terry Crews is a guy who was addicted to porn.
Why should I suffer because you have a problem?
Right. I can get out the house. I'm good. I could quit anytime I want. But like, he's just a regular dude, but he's so starved for attention that he feels he has to do this thing. He has to keep running to the top of this hill and getting kicked in the face. Chance the Rapper has to run to the top of a hill to get kicked in the face over and over again because they don't have any outlet because they are just human beings, but they don't know how to be regular anymore. Like these dudes used to just be regular people, right? They weren't always Chance the Rapper or Terry Crews. They were just regular dudes. Or Brie Larson, right? She's just a regular person. They're just so starved for attention.
Do you think that's the same with J.K. Rowling? J.K. Rowling has been double, tripling, quadrupling down on her views on trans people. Is it because she is
a piece of shit?
Well, yes, but is it, but normally when people have piece of shit views like that, they don't keep like hitting you in the face with them all the time. You know what I mean? I think it's an
SEO thing. I think the more I'm just in the search engine, people are searching, people are talking about me. You know what it is? It's American Gods, right? It is the less you're talking about them, the less power they have. And so they become addicted to it. Even if you're like, J.K. Rowling's a piece of shit. Oh, I'm fucking mad at her. You're searching for her. You're typing about her. You're talking about her. You're tweeting at her. And she's just like, oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's what I need. That's what I need. And when you go, oh, J.K. Rowling's a piece of shit. Cool. And then just go about your day. That hurts her. That actually is what hurts her. Right? Yeah, she's got money, but she needs that attention online.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And that's why I never understand, it's exciting to meet a celebrity, right? But,
sure.
Because you think you know them. But
yeah, you don't.
You really don't. You really don't. And I know I've met a couple and I don't get starstruck like that. But yeah, you don't really know these people, and that's where that whole "don't meet your heroes" thing comes from.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You find out that Riggs is a fucking bigot. You know
Yeah, like, oh man, I thought he was cool. He's got one black friend.
Right. I hope you get raped by a pack of Murtaughs. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, yo. Like, I just.
Jesus Christ.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I just find it. Yeah, you should realize that celebrities are just like the gods and American gods. That's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are. You can remove their power by just ignoring them, especially now. Like during normal times, it's harder, right? Because they have movies coming out, music coming out, whatever. You just ignore them now. Oh, he's tweeting. Who cares? Don't tweet about him.
But it's hard for people, man. It's hard for people who love, especially now when you are literally one tweet away from telling this person how you feel, and it works, and
sometimes they respond.
Right, they'll respond, and look.
That's happened like a few times. It does feel kind of incredible. You're like, oh, that's my best friend now. like Terry Crews and I are friends. Like, yeah, it becomes a big thing, and that also pushes your ego, right?
Yeah, but and to be fair to the celebrities, I guess, to be fair to the people whose lives are better than most, a lot of times they get negativity also.
Oh yeah. I don't envy that.
Really, yeah, I don't envy that either. That's got to really do something to your psyche. But you know what they do? Block. You know what you need to do? Block.
Yeah.
Just block people, man.
Get a tall, cool glass of battery water. Just block me. That's it. All right. What the fuck brought to you by JTD? Micah, take it away.
15-year-old boy was rushed to a hospital back in March after passing out in his home. He reportedly suffered a stroke that left his left arm paralyzed after spending the past month gaming and sleeping just 2 hours a night.
2 hours? Jesus Christ.
The boy had been confined to his home since February due to the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. His parents told doctors that he had been spending most of his time in his room under the pretext of taking online classes, but later found out that he was in fact spending his days and most nights playing video games, according to the medical professional.
Yo, your parents are terrible parents. How do they not know that?
That was the main cause of the boy's unusual stroke, which left him with a paralyzed arm and hand.
I'm going to guess Baltimore and is a host of a local podcast on video games.
No. Oh yeah, Brad.
Yeah, it's Brad. Everyone knows. I don't live in Baltimore. You're like, I live in a different city.
China.
Of course. I mean, yo, gaming addiction is crazy. 2 hours of sleep a day. How do you even have the energy to play the video game?
You drink energy drinks.
Oh,
yeah. Like they sell those things, like they market those things to gamers and especially like professional gamers, as a thing to, you gotta be up, and you gotta keep playing and shit. Right. He shut the windows and locked the door. This is a quote from the mother. He shut the windows and locked the door. We had no idea what was going on in there. I saw him online. I saw his online conversations with friends. He said he wasn't well rested and was sleeping at the most 2 hours a day. After collapsing, he was rushed to the hospital where a CT scan revealed that he had suffered a stroke.
Jesus. What game was he playing, you think? He's probably just mining gold for StarCraft, right? Oh, no, he's not Korean. Sorry.
No. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Fortnite or some 10-cent game. But
that's so weird, man. What is the longest you've played a video game? Like like back when you were single, because it definitely wasn't when you were married.
Nope.
Hell no.
In one session?
Wasn't it like 15 hours you played a game or something?
15 hours straight? That don't sound right. Not 15 hours straight. I mean, I can spend a whole day gaming, but like,
wow, that's yo.
But not like
3 hours, 3 hours max, and then I feel like a fucking slob.
When I first moved out of my parents' house, I would, you move out, you could do whatever you want to do, and no one will, stop you. That's where the infamous 7 times in one day thing happened. when I moved out. Back when I was
Terry Crews is so upset with you. Wow.
Yeah, I would spend like,
I think mine was 5. I live in a large glass house. Please get out of here. It's probably more.
I think I would spend like a day just playing a game.
Wow. It's amazing.
But I could never do that now. Like, people do like 24-hour live streams playing games.
24 hours?
Yeah, Carrie does stuff like that.
Wait, how? What?
I don't know if she does the 24 hours straight, but most people now, they play for a while and then someone else comes in and takes over the shift of the stream, and then they play.
Yo, nigga, that's work. That's a real. That's what you work at, like a shipyard? You come and do the 2:30 to 9:30 shift. Like, no.
Nah, I'm working on this golden sun. I'm working the golden sun hour.
Yo, that's great. 24 hours. Nah, that's absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
wow.
That's a lot, man.
Nah, that's fuck that.
And I physically can't do it anymore. Like, as much as I'm like, a game is coming out tomorrow and I'm like, oh, maybe I could stay up and just play like for a half an hour. Fuck no.
And you working at home and you still won't do it.
As soon as the show is over, I'm going across the hall and I'm a Ric Flair fall in my bed.
Just down. That is hilarious. Yeah, I think the most I've ever sat and played a video game, maybe like 5-6 hours back when I was single, like living alone. I was like, oh, I'm about to get it in. And then like hour 5, I'm like, having a hard time beating this level.
I would say maybe 12.
12 hours?
12 to 16, yeah, because I gotta sleep for 8, so 12 to 16. I can never do one of those 24 hours.
That's crazy to me. No. Next up, my story. Baker uses female urine from public toilets to make Goldilocks bread. This article. I'm sorry.
This got white woman screaming. All, like this sounds like a white woman. Okay, this sounds like a white woman, and I would guess some sort of European white woman.
Go further. You're on the right track.
Is it in the United Kingdom?
All right, think about what this is. This is baked bread.
France.
There you go. There you go. Get yourself a French baguette. This article is just chock full of terrible puns. I warn you. From the New York Post. Stream of wheat. A enterprising French baker.
I fucking hate the Post.
The Post is garbage. The Post is absolute garbage. Stream of wheat? Question mark. A enterprising French baker is switching up her bread recipe, or should we say recipe, by using wheat fertilizer from female urine harvested from public restrooms. Urine is a great fertilizer, said engineer and self-proclaimed eco-feminist Louise Rego, who regularly gathers piddle from female urinals in Paris. She's the brains behind Bouche de Roi, or Goldilocks bread. Her goal, she says, is to, quote, break taboos over excrement. No, that is not your goal in life. That is a terrible goal. Break the taboos over excrement. Those taboos exist for a reason. For a reason. According to a new study published by a French urban planning agency, some 29 million loaves of urine utilizing bread could be baked daily, saving farmers 703 tons of nitrogen employed in artificial fertilizers per day. Perhaps it's true what they say that April showers bring May flowers, as in F-O-O-U-R-S.
Yo, I hate the post.
The post is so bad. Wow, that is horrible. Going to the bathroom is literally flushing food potential down the toilet. Quote, when you pee in water, treatment plants remove the nutrients, she said. They do not return to the earth. The system is not circular. That's fine. That's fine. That's why we built toilets. You French psycho. It is unknown how the urine affects the taste of bread. It's rumored sterility. It's not rumored sterility. It is sterile. Like, it's not. Why are we rumoring facts? Like, urine is sterile. That is true. When expelled from the human body, has been the topic of much scientific debate. Not really. So to further ensure its cleanliness, Rego dilutes the bizarre ingredients 20 times before applying it to the wheat using the Goldilocks bread. No. Oh, wait, hold on. One more pun. The decision to employ female wee-wee was part of what Rego calls ecofeminism, which advocates for eco-friendly products to empower women. Don't ever call anything wee-wee as an adult. That's ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous. Yeah.
All right. Not everything is feminism, guys.
No, this is not feminism. This is just putting piss in bread.
Yeah, this isn't even like necessity being the mother of invention, right? This is just gross.
Yeah, you don't have to do this. I get it. They're like, well, this is another way to fertilize bread. That's fine. Find another one. Find another way. Just find another way. I don't want to drink your piss. I don't. I don't think I'm wrong in that.
I swear to God, dude.
Yeah, this is really dumb.
White people all over the world are just gonna like that. Why haven't we been taken over yet?
Like this country?
By like this planet, by like aliens.
I think they see our nonsense and they're just like, nah, we're good. I don't want piss bread.
It ain't worth it.
No, it's not worth it. No.
If the battery water that those humans are drinking makes them take said battery water that has come out of their body and put it into bread that they put back into their body that they piss back out and put into more bread, if it's making them do that, Earth ain't worth it.
Yeah, no, fuck it. Like, we're not going. They're like, no, come on. They're like, no, it's just not. They keep eating piss bread. Like, there's something wrong with them. Like, they're trying to get over the taboos of excrement, and it doesn't make any sense. All right, trailers this week. Project Power. This is an upcoming American superhero film, direct to Netflix, August 14th, starring Jamie Foxx, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Dominique Fishback, which is an unfortunate name. Oh, and Machine Gun Kelly is in this movie for some reason. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Sounds looks like another movie that is perfect for Netflix. I don't think it looks great, but I don't think it looks bad. Like it's interesting. I think
it's an interesting concept. It's like Limitless
concept. I don't think it'll be. If this is more than 90 minutes, I'm not watching it. You know what I mean? Like,
it feels like it should be exactly 90 minutes. It's 111 minutes.
I'm not watching it. I'm not. You know, someone's just going to have to tell me how it is. Because this seems like a perfect 90-minute, you know, like you say, fold and close, you know.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to think about this at all.
Right. But yeah, it looks like an interesting concept. Execution looks, you know, subpar, slightly. But like if this had like I feel like this needs more money behind it.
It does feel rather low budget for what they're trying to do. I would agree with that.
And so yeah, if someone tells me that it's good, I'll believe them and not watch it.
Not watch it. Like some of the special effects and all are like pretty decent. Like the dude on fire and everything else. Like it's like the Limitless pill, if you've ever seen that movie or show. They take the pill and then for I forget how long, it's like 90 minutes or 5 hours or something like that. They have basically superpowers, but I guess they develop differently depending on the person.
So you take the pill. You don't know, it's a grab bag of powers. You have those powers for 5 minutes or whatever.
Oh, is it only 5 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, it's only 5 minutes. So yeah, like Limitless with superpowers, basically.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's a cool concept. I feel like 10 minute or like longer than 5 minutes would be a better time frame, like 30 minutes. Like they're like pulling off heists. Yeah, 5 minutes. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not shitting on the movie. I think, I like the concept. I just don't see myself watching more than 90 minutes of it, but I don't know. I might give it a shot. Courtney B. Vance is in it.
Yeah, that's weird. And Courtney B. Vance is always good. And look, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is always good in things. So yeah. Jamie Foxx can be hit or miss depending on the script. This looks like the exact type of movie Jamie Foxx likes to do that seem interesting concept-wise, but rarely hit the mark. This looks like it could be this year's Bright to me.
Yeah.
Right?
And in terms of like
interesting concept, bad exexecution.
Okay, because you kind of went on a tear on Bright.
I wasn't wrong.
That
no, I don't think I'll care about this movie at all. The one thing I do find interesting is that a lot of it seems to be shot in like a higher frame rate, which is also interesting. Like, yeah. I don't know why they're doing that. It seems like 60 frames per second.
I had to look up where production was because I was like, yo, why does this look like a foreign film?
Yeah, right. That's exactly right. Where was it made?
It was shot in New Orleans.
Huh. Okay. Maybe this maybe this is who is this director? Maybe he's more of a European director.
Ariel Schulman?
He's done a bunch of the Paranormal Activity.
Catfish, Paranormal Activity 3 and 4. Yeah, so
okay. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I think it's an interesting concept. But this looks like a perfect Netflix movie. Yep. Again, if I saw this in theaters, I'd probably be harsher on it than just turning this on Netflix and being like, okay, that was fine.
This doesn't look as good as the Old Guard to me.
No, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, and you're not fooling me with all the special effects and stuff. Like the Old Guard, while it was a simple story, told it well enough for what it was. Whereas I think this is, it's reaches out, reaching its grasp. I forget how that saying goes, but
I know what you mean.
Yeah, they're overstepping where they should be.
Right.
Where they should be.
Yeah. So we'll see. This looks like it looks like they're gunning for franchise potential. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're going to get there, but we'll see. All right. Any parting words there?
Nope.
All right. Get out there and drink your battery water, everybody. And we will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye. You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.